Hello and welcome to my first video on how to make baklava, or Bitlawe. Here are the ingredients you're going to use. You're going to need some phyllo dough, walnuts, a cup and a half, a cup of sugar, and 3 sticks of unsalted butter. My sister's going to develop or show us how to melt the butter without burning it. Anyhow, you take the walnuts and you put them in this grinder right here, and you do it on pulse, and then this is the result. So as soon as we get that, we'll mix the sugar in with it, and then we'll start laying out the phyllo sheets. And here's what the walnut and sugar mixture looks like. Very easy. Anybody can do this. Well, here is the dough in the pan. Almost fits. You see right here? We're going to have to trim this off right here. And that over there, we can use those little pieces on the inside. So we're going to take one of these rolls and we'll use it for the bottom layer. We'll add on this mixture, and then we'll take the second roll and do the same thing with it. Here's what it looks like after I've cut off the ends. And I'm going to be using those intermittently within the whole process, but nice and neat. Now we're going to layer butter, unsalted butter, in between each layer. And here's the bottom layer. I've already brushed it with butter, which I've melted slowly on the stove. And so here's our first layer. I'll come back to the video after I get the lower level done. And this is what I do with the extra pieces. Somewhere in the middle of layering these, I use the extra pieces here so they don't go to waste. I've got all the layers down there from the first roll of phyllo dough. And so here's our mixture. I'm going to pour this in here. And actually, I'm just going to shake it around so it levels out in here, and then you can use your hand. Get it to some of the bare spots. Oh, look, some of the sugar settled places where we don't want a lot of sugar, but I think I overdid it. Anyhow, so it was just a cup. Anyhow, hope this doesn't make anybody go into sugar shock. Okay, and then I take this last sheet, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush it on this side, and I'm going to turn it over and put it there, and then I'm going to start layer on the second roll of phyllo dough. Here's what it looks like after I've buttered the sheet that goes on top of the walnut and sugar mixture. Just so you can know. And I'm going to add the other roll on top of it, and then I'll show you how to cut it. Alright, so I've got the last layer on top. I had a very good batch of phyllo dough, and none of it broke apart on me. So what you need to do is really work fast, because this will get brittle quickly. So what we do now, after we get all the butter on the top layer, I go around the corner, or the edges, and I do a nice, this is a very sharp knife from Cutco, and my sister warns me that it can cut my finger off, so I have to be very careful here. But I go around here, and I cut off the sides, so when it comes time to pulling it out of the pan, it's nice and smooth. So that's what I do on this part. And then you go down, if you can see this, and cut about 1 inch long this way. And after I get it all done going this way, this is a great sharp knife. Then I turn the pan, and I'm going to cut diagonally. So I'll do that right here. I'll finish this up. Don't want to bore you with it. So we'll come back when we put it in the oven. So here we are. I've got all the layers of the phyllo dough on there. I've cut it all into the little diamonds. Make sure your knife goes all the way down to the bottom so they're easy to get out at the end of the day. And I'm going to take it over here, and I'm going to put it in an oven that we've reheated at 350 or 375. We turn it down to 350 because it's a convection oven. You put it in there, and 45 to 50 minutes later, you should have some great baklava. Keep checking on it to make sure it's like nice and golden brown on top. And when it is, You pull it out, and then I'll tell you about the Karo syrup. Okay, the baklava is done. Baklava Bitlawe. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Anyhow, I've got 2 of these things, so look how beautiful that is. You see it? So anyhow, nice and hot. So you take it out of the oven. Then what I do, I try and go through here again just to make sure that the bottom is nice and free. I can do that after I pour the Karo syrup. So what's important, that hurt. Anyhow, you get the Karo syrup. And this, no, huh? And this is the sound you want to hear when you're putting this on here. So my sister Betty only uses half a bottle. No, I use the whole, but I'm going to use half bottle because it's her baklava. There we go. And then I just, again, go through so that I make sure that the bottom layer has been fully cut so we can take these easily out of the tray. And they're so delicious. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, by the way, I did forget to tell you, get Karo syrup, the clear one. Thanks for watching.